Well, hello, Robert Heffernan with EndoTech. This is Blockchain Vitals. It's our weekly edition. You need to have a weekly edition because you got to talk about the weekly fractal, that weekly time frame. The time charts have rolled as it's already morning in Asia. Good morning in Asia, Monday morning. I'm sure several people nursing a St. Patrick's Day hangover. Happy St. Patrick's Day if you're watching live here Sunday night. We're going to talk that weekly segment, but first I want to do the rounds. Doing the rounds, my chance to talk about a headline or a tweet or something that I noticed in the Twitter sphere. And this one, incredibly fun. This one's a fun one. This was one of my responses to a tweet to Beatscoin, which I fully anticipate to be involved with as a creator. Some of you don't know that other than trading and trading fiat things and crypto things, I also play guitar and I climb mountains and I ski and I just love Beatscoin and their upcoming project with VitaVit, I believe, is the platform. Beatscoin, a crypto coin dedicated to creators of content. And consumers of content, mostly around music and video, things like that. And I know John McAfee is a big music person. He plays the piano. He plays harmonica. And I am going to, and I watched them interview, by the way, the people from Beatscoin, I watched them interview John McAfee. And the one question they had for John was that they were having a hard time getting professional musicians to spend the time to immerse themselves in crypto technology. And John said, maybe tell them if they're true musicians, they're blazing a trail in their creative endeavors in music, and why not blaze a trail in the distribution of that? Well, you know what I want to do is I'm gonna put up a track that I have put together, a blues tune, a recent blues tune that I've written. And I am challenging John McAfee. I'll let him hear it first. He doesn't have to say I'll play harmonica to this blues track. But I think that he'll enjoy it. And I'd love to have him join me in the creation of this piece of music that we can then show musicians that interacting with the crypto sphere is not the big scary thing that you might think it is. Anyway. That's what I got going outside of the trading side of the crypto world, and I will keep you posted on all of these developments, whether John joins me and plays harmonica or not. I got lots of incredibly talented musical friends, some of them professional musicians, some of them not, and I really think it's important that we start I've said all along that use case and adoption is what's going to drive crypto. And I would find myself inept in my ability to talk about these things if I didn't, immerse myself in the use and adoption of the things that I look and see as important. Therefore, I'm gonna do it. All right, so stay tuned on that. All right, let's take the vitals and talk about the actual price action, the actual price discovery. That blockchain vital sheet available at endotech.io. And this week, I'm going to be covering IOTA for the free crowd on YouTube. So let's talk about IOTA. I got to tell you something. The IOTA weekly chart is fairly flatlined. But the reason why I want to cover it is because it's been so flatlined, about 6 weeks now, trading pretty sideways. I think with any good news, or bad news for that matter, I think this coin gets reactive this week. Anyway, IOTA right now trading 0.3051, right there already at the up momentum collar on the daily, in up momentum on the daily also for sure. And if we look, hold on, let me get my cheat sheet up. IOTA on the weekly now, 0.0324 is that weekly average or center line in IOTA, and so above there now, and on strength, 0.3355, up mo on the weekly for IOTA. So again, mostly here because, looking back at the weekly chart, this thing is traded completely sideways for a very long period of time. That it's not, it hasn't put this long of a sideways congestion as far as I can see. Maybe back in October, but this is even longer than that. The October, let's call it September 11th of 17. Now, we got to go all the way back to 17, to October 23rd of 17. Just before the explosion, it really traded sideways. This is even more sideways than that. That's why I want to cover it this week. I don't know. Sometimes intuition leads you to these things. You look at something, you notice something, you're like, man, that's sideways for a long time. Maybe there's a new story. Maybe something happens, good or bad, and IOTA breaks out of this congestion. Right now, though, on the daily anyway, pushing the envelope here as it's trading already into the up momentum collar on the daily. And so a little bit more room to that third target on the daily, right, 0.3080. Solidly at the high end of the value range. So let's see what happens in IOTA this week. Anyway, I'm going to say goodbye to the YouTube crowd. And if you want to be a viewer of this content, you need to be an EndoTech subscriber. So please go to endotech.io and subscribe. And then you can hear me talk about the weekly fractal on the rest of these coins here that we're covering on the Blockchain Vital sheet. All right, so thank you very much for watching on YouTube, and please go to endotech.io and subscribe.